this is also part of his love language. He's instructing us, we call them commandments. The reason they're commandments is because they are in the imperative. He's expecting you to do it. They're not suggestions. He didn't give us the 10 suggestions or the 613 suggestions or recommendations. They're commandments. He's expecting covenanted people to do them. He's not expecting everybody to do them. Not until he opens up their understanding of covenant and they can make the choice to covenant or not. This is what Moses is telling us when he gives the instructions, and at the end of Deuteronomy, he says, look, I've laid before you blessing and curse, life and death, choose life. So before you jump out there and start correcting a lot of people, understand that you may be right, you may be wrong. We're not trying to quote from Billy Joel here, but I haven't given you guys a song reference in too long, okay? But the thing is, whether you're right or wrong, the fact that you could be wrong is very much a risk you should not want to just take. Just put yourself in that position. And he's giving that warning very strongly. He says, look, not many of you should become teachers. It takes discipline to accomplish anything challenging. It takes discipline to get to the place where it says endure and receive the crown of life. It takes discipline to endure. It takes discipline to say no to things you should say no to say yes to those things you should say yes to do the things you need to do, even and especially when you don't want to, when the desire is not there, or to not do something that you desire really to do, but you know you shouldn't be doing that. And that's this idea of the bridle. I just want to put that in there, that we really have a struggle with discipline, with having that strength to make the body do what you want it to do and not when you don't want. We have a rampant psycho-emotional disease called high susceptibility to the negative influences of other people. I know it's a lot of words, but the body is basically, we would call this sniopt, okay? Susceptible to the negative influences of other people. And so if you're going to spew negativity, you have to know there are others that are not just going to understand that you're venting or whatever. They're going to embrace it and go in that same direction that you are. Because they also are not as consciously aware. By the way, I think that's really the biggest problem that all of us have. We are walking in a state that's not consciousness. It's semi-conscious or semi-awake. And what I mean by that is so many things we do are auto-responses. I know over time I've told you that there's a battle in the book from the beginning to the end between belief and trust versus doubt and fear. There's another battle going on utilizing those things to motivate the humility and integrity versus hypocrisy. That is our battle of the fruit of the fear and doubt versus the belief and trust. It comes out with a problem with either integrity or hypocrisy. And he's saying, look, if you have both of these things coming out of the same place, we're in hypocrisy. There's no integrity there. And remember, the goal here, he was saying earlier, was if anyone does not stumble in word, verse 2, he is a perfect man filled with integrity because he's not stumbling and having good and evil, blessing and curse coming out of the same place. But some of you are thinking that, but I'm trying to teach and show the truth. But what if you're wrong and don't understand it as well as you think you do? And don't tell me those of you that are sharing with people didn't share with people back in the day. You didn't share with people back in the day when you were in Christianity and you had all these things sideways and inside out. So you've been pretty bold before and been wrong. And he's trying to say, let's not keep doing that. Let's not keep going out there, spewing out our mouths, all out of our jealousy and self-seeking. Self-seeking meaning, I want to feel good like I know, and I want you to know that I know. And I want to elevate myself by basically pushing you down. You don't think of this consciously, but you do this. You're getting your self-worth out of pushing down or showing showing up or shaming somebody else. You want to see, I'm so smart, you're wrong, I'm right, I need to show you. When you're jealous or self-seeking, by the way, can come in any kind of form, not what you may all be going to some default, like it's an ego and outward expression. No, a lot of you are self-seeking by hiding, or you're self-seeking because it's about you not wanting to be seen, or not wanting to ask questions, or not wanting to be found out. So it's not always a big open thing, this self-seeking, because some of you think of these loud, boastful people. Putting you first is self-seeking. I don't want to do this. I don't like that. I'd rather be by myself. I don't want to talk to Rabbi. I don't want to go do this. I don't want to go do that. That's self. And when you put self first, that's self-seeking. You're seeking to please you above what he's saying. So you're seeking the self and its desire over the Creator and his desire. Where the self-seeking is, there's confusion. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And let's start with the first confusion. The first confusion is, who is supposed to be in charge? You or him? There's an authority confusion first and foremost. Because when you're seeking self, you're not putting him on the throne. So naturally, if the wrong authority is in your life, most of your life is going to end up in some level of confusion. And guess what else is going to happen? He says in the rest of the verse, every foul deed. Anything that you do that's a foul deed is going to come out of confusion. Not that everything you do wrong comes out of confusion, but we're talking about a foul deed, meaning I think it's considered more foul to him or abominable or whatever word it is when you're doing it thinking and claiming and convincing yourself that it's what he wants. That's the confusion. What are people going to think? I'm wearing stuff on my clothes. I don't know what they're going to think, and I don't care. It's not relevant to my doing it. And that's another thing that I think every teacher out there that's the life coaches, et cetera, that I've been listening to of late, just little clips here and there, they want to encourage everybody that they're training, this is worldly, okay? This is their, just to be successful in life, to stop caring what everybody thinks. You want to walk this out? You're going to have a really hard time if you care what everybody thinks. You are really going to have a hard time. That doesn't mean you have a callous disregard. I mean, I would like people to like what I'm doing. I would like people to approve, but I'm not going to allow what they think to influence my decisions. That's what I mean by caring. Envy, this is the 10th commandment, coveting, right? We seek and we see and we want. Well, why do they have that? I want that. Well, I don't know why he's got that. That's not fair. I want that. How come you get to have that? That's where the envy starts coming. And sometimes it doesn't sound like that. It sounds more humble sounding, quote unquote. How come I don't get to have something? And why is it that I never get to win? And how come I just get to be, and it's this woe is me victim thing. So it's not so much an envy thing, it turns into a victim thing. And we've had a lot of people come through here playing the victim. And then they find a place where they love victims, and so they go over there. Okay? But you need to stop. You're not a victim. You should be an overcomer. You're going to be a victor, not a victim.